What it do? Bedtime crew. Hey man, listen, today I'm going to be matchmaking every UFC champion like Dana White probably wants to, okay? I know that on this channel you guys know that I'm the best matchmaker on YouTube, but today I'm going to admit defeat. I'm going to admit that Dana White knows better than me, and I'm going to be trying to copy his style of matchmaking. Just like other people try and copy my style, I'm going to try and copy his today. We're going to be making some badass title fights today, kid. All right, we're going to do every division. Let's get into this with the Flyweight division. And the current Flyweight champion is obviously, I work so hard for this, guys. I work so hard, guys. And I feel like, obviously, what we really want is Tatsuro Taira versus Pantoja. But what we're very likely to get soon, I mean, how do you not do Brandon Moreno versus Pantoja 3, bro? How do you not do that fight? I mean, this is a badass main event for UFC 311 in California. This is the type of fight I can definitely see Dana White putting together in the fucking meeting and getting on the post-fight at Contender Series. And people are trying to be like, whoa, dude, why aren't we doing Taira next? I mean, he just beat Royval. What's the question? Why aren't we doing Royval or Taira? Pantoja already beat those guys. He already beat Taira. He already beat Royval, whatever the kid's name is. Listen, kid. Brandon Moreno is one of the best flyweight champions. You look at the numbers for Mexico. That's one of the biggest championship fights you could do. We're gonna do that fight, and then Taira, maybe he could earn another shot if he beats Urseg or somebody like that. Yeah, that's the fight you do. I can definitely see Dana White trying to find a way to get this to happen. You know that motherfucker loves Brandon Moreno almost as much as Joe Rogan. They do share a telepathic connection. I definitely feel like this is a fight the UFC would try and make, dude. Let's move on to the Bantamweight division. This is one I really feel strongly about. Okay, obviously the Flyweight division, nobody actually gives a fuck. Like, it doesn't really matter who fights for the belt. But I can see a world where, first of all, Umar's going to beat Merab. I know Merab's trying to duck him hardcore right now, which is actually just so sad to see that this guy gets the biggest win of his career, and all he's been doing since is going on Twitter and just, hey, guys, I don't want to fight with Umar. I'm gonna fight with O'Malley next in November. Even though O'Malley's literally getting wheeled out of fucking surgery right now. This guy's trying to fight O'Malley instead of Umar. It's just ridiculous, dude. And I feel like when they finally force this shit to happen, and we get Umar versus Merab, I feel like Umar's first title defense is just gonna be immediately Sean O'Malley. Like, why do I feel like O'Malley is not even gonna have to fight anybody to get a title shot? Am I wrong? Do you guys not agree with me that you could definitely see Dana White just announcing this? Like, UFC 311, Umar beats Merab immediately, like, International Fight Week. What's up, fight fans? We got Sean O'Malley coming back. He's gonna fight the Bantamweight champion, Umar. I could definitely fucking see the UFC and Dana White cooking up something like this. I feel very strongly this is in the script, boys. I don't want to jinx it. I'm feeling like this is getting scripted. I feel like this has been written down and put in the script. I can definitely see an Israel Adesanya, Conor McGregor type return for Sean O'Malley, just getting given straight away, headlining a pay-per-view, fighting Umar for the belt, even though he's probably going to beat Merab, and there's no point. Like, I feel like we all know right now that Umar probably beats O'Malley, and I would have picked Umar to beat him anyways, even if he had beat Merab, honestly, just because he's a lot more versatile. But yeah, I would not be surprised, and I want you guys to mark my words. The first title defense of Umar will be Sean O'Malley, dude. And hey, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I know this is like a Khabib-Conor 2.0, but one thing Khabib and Conor didn't have was fucking Schmitty. That's all I gotta say. Schmitty was not... I went to Khabib's face and I said, fuck you to his face. And the Dagestanis chased me the whole time. And not one thought at the after party. And then Conor, mate, shut your fucking mouth. Yeah, Schmitty, you little fool, bro. Mate... You're a fucking fool, yeah. Get on a treadmill, make a treadmill massive, mate. Don't worry about the fucking press conference, kid. But yeah, I can definitely see this fight happening. I'm going to throw that in the Bantamweight division. Let's move on to the Featherweight division. Obviously, the current champion is some guy by the name of Ilia Topuria, I believe. Topuria, something like that. Don't really know the guy too well. He's a bit of a nobody. And he's going to be fighting Max Holloway. Now, I am still undecided on my pick for that fight. I know I've said that Ilia probably wins. I might end up picking him. I don't know. I might change my mind. I can't decide, really. But I'm going to say for the sake of this video, if Ilia Topuria defends, I would say most of us want to see Diego Lopez get a title shot, right? Most of us would want to see Diego Lopez get the next title shot. But listen, kid. Dana White knows better, dude. The fight that you do absolutely is Volkan. You can't disrespect Volkanovski, kid. You gotta give Volk the immediate rematch. I already fucking know this is happening, dude. Why do we have to do this shit with Dana, dude? Why do we have to deal with this UFC where it's not actually who deserves it right now? It's like who won a fight 5 years ago, dude. And I know Volkanovski's not as bad as Stipe, but I'm just saying, like, this guy's going to be coming back potentially a year later to get a title shot when he got knocked out in 2 rounds. And you guys know that I love Volk. You know that I fanboy out over him. You know he's one of my favorites, but this is ridiculous. And I know it's going to happen. That's why I'm putting in this video. It's pissing me off because I know this is going to happen. I know we're going to have to sit through a fucking entire build-up and just fight week and making videos about this shit. Talking about, dude, I don't know, man. Volk might get a win, bro. Volk might be able to win this in the rematch. He was winning the first fight. He's not winning the rematch. He's 36. He's 36. He's not winning the rematch. He got knocked out cold. What the fuck is he going to change? What the fuck is he going to do differently? He's not winning the fucking rematch, dude. I'm sorry. It's not happening. Maybe if Max Holloway wins, we can do Max versus Volk. Even then, I don't give a fuck. I want Volk to go up to 155 if Max wins. I want Volk to move on. I'm not doing another fight week of Volk and Max. I've seen it 3 times. I don't care, dude, because then if Volk beats Max, what's next? Topuria gets another title shot and KOs him again. What's the point? What's the fucking point? This is genuinely the type of matchmaking that makes me crash out. Therefore, this is Dana White accurate. This is lore accurate Dana matchmaking. This is a badass fight, kid. Listen, dude, Volkanovski's the greatest featherweight of all time, kid. You got to give him a title shot. Yeah, don't be surprised when UFC books that shit for February. And we all have to pretend that that's the fight we want instead of fucking Diego Lopez. I'd genuinely take Movsar Evloev getting a title shot over Volk. Because he actually is on like a win streak and he's a new challenge. And I just want these champions to fight new challenges. Let's move on to the lightweight division. Obviously, the next fight, I've made a couple of videos saying I think Arman Sarukian's going to win. I can definitely see that happening. And I've thought about it a little bit more and more. But for the sake of this video, I'm going to talk about what I think would be next for Islam Makhachev if he wins that fight. It's probably going to be in January in California, which is going to be fucking dope. But honestly, why can I just see... Like, why do I feel like the UFC with the lightweight division, the script writers are just fucking... All right, you won the belt. Okay, you got to fight fucking Dustin Poirier, Justin Gaethje, and maybe Michael Chandler. Like, that's literally... We're literally getting either Charles Oliveira next for Islam if he beats Arman, or Justin Gaethje if he gets 1 win against Dan Hooker. Like, that's literally what we're getting. It's either Justin Gaethje off 1 win, which I'm going to put here because I don't want to live in a world where we get Charles Oliveira 2. And again, it's just one of those things, like the thing that pisses me off about Dana White's matchmaking and the current state of the UFC outside of a few exceptions in terms of making title fights. It's either like Pereira versus Roundtree, where you sit there fight week and you just go, will Roundtree fluke this even though he has no chance of winning? Or it's like no one gives a fuck about this matchup. There's a clear other guy that we all want to see fighting for the belt. Magomed Ankalaev should be fighting for the belt over Roundtree. Aspinall should be fighting for the belt over Stipe. But instead we have to sit through fucking 2 months of build-up, fight week, embedded, press conferences, all this shit. Just pretending to give a fuck about Roundtree coming off a win over Anthony Smith against Pereira, dude. Such a dumb matchup. And I feel like this is one of those matchups, Dana White, with Justin Gaethje's one of the most badass fighters in UFC history. Never mind the fact that he's fucking 2-2 in his last 4. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, yeah, this is exactly the type of title defense we could see next to Islam. I would not be surprised. And I wouldn't be surprised to see people, like, originally when it gets announced, oh, this is a terrible matchup. Then the week of, dude, I don't know, man. It's actually a better fight than Islam versus Arman, low-key. Like, people always gaslight themselves into believing whatever the UFC wants. I'm seeing people saying Roundtree deserves a title shot more than Ankalaev, which is just absolutely insane. Let's move on, though, to the welterweight division. And currently, just one of my favorite divisions, man. Bilal Muhammad's the champion. Leon Edwards is on vacation, on sabbatical. Man, Colby Covington's probably going to come back and beat Ian Machado very soon. It's just a great time in the welterweight division. The only thing that would piss me off is if we don't get Bilal defending the belt against Shavkat, JDM, Ian Gary. I would even take a Sean Brady rematch. If they book Kamaru Usman coming off 3 losses against Bilal Muhammad because of a podcast episode, I'm not going to be happy, bro. Even though I like both of these two fighters, and either of these two being champion fucking rules, in my opinion, I want to see an active defending champion because we haven't had one for 2 fucking years. We had 2 years of Leon Edwards boring point fighting against Usman and Colby and just go, yeah, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I don't know. I'm going to fight against Gilbert Burns next, or maybe Wonderboy, bro. You know, I don't know. Maybe MVP, yeah, defo, that could defo be a fight, you know. I don't know, bro. I will come back in 9 months for no reason. Fuck that. Fuck that. I'm sick of it, dude. Bilal Muhammad should be fighting Shavkat Rakhmonov in December. He should be fighting JDM in February or March or April. Probably not April because of Ramadan. In March. He should be fighting Usman coming off 2 wins or maybe 1 win if it's depending on who it is. In the end of the year. Or Ian Gary at the end of the year. I want real title defenses. Is that too much to ask for? That's what this video is. Can I get real title defenses? Why do I feel like all of these bullshit matchups are going to happen? And people are going to tell me I'm a complainer for not wanting these. I'm sorry, man. I don't want a guy coming off 3 losses to get a title shot. But people would actually defend this. Same with fucking Stipe Miocic. There's people defending that matchup coming off a loss 3 years ago. You know what I'm saying, dude? This is exactly the type of matchmaking the UFC is pulling in 2024. Let's move on to the middleweight division. I'll give you another example. Imagine a world where Sean Strickland gets flown out to Africa. By the way, I think this would be absolutely hilarious because I know that the next fight at middleweight is going to be like DDP versus Strickland, which not really anyone cares about, but at least you can kind of make an argument Strickland actually deserves it, right? Like, I can't believe that that's one of the most deserving title shots coming off a win over Paulo Costa. But you can kind of justify it because very close fight with Dricus the first time. I thought Strickland won that matchup. I know a lot of people do as well, but they're getting gaslit into not having that opinion anymore, even though everyone watching it live said Strickland won it. But regardless, dude, I could see a world where Strickland ruins their UFC Africa plans by beating Dricus in Africa. I could just weirdly see that, like the crowd's just dead silent or just booing, and he's like, here's the fucking thing, you guys. We did this for you fucking guys, dude. Let's fucking go. Respects to you guys, dude. Let's fucking go. I'm part African myself, dude. I can definitely see that. And I feel like... my God. Why can I see the UFC just going, fuck it, we'll do Izzy versus Strickland too? Why? Why, bro? Why is this a possibility that I could really see happening? Am I the only one that feels like we are dangerously close to another Izzy title shot if he wins one fight? Like, you're telling me he can't beat Nastini Mavov when he looked like such shit against Brendan Allen? I think Izzy could beat Imavov or Baralho. Baralho's a pretty tough fight for him, I've got to be honest. I think Imavov's a bit of an easier matchup. Why can I see Izzy beating Imavov and getting a title shot against Strickland, bro? Why can I see that shit happening, dude? This is exactly the type of... ideal world should be either DDP beats Strickland and he fights Hamzat for the belt, or Strickland beats DDP and defends the belt against Whitaker or Hamzat, or literally like or Imavov. Imavov would be a cool matchup for him as well. Yeah, this is exactly the type of title fight that I would absolutely lose my fucking marbles over. Like, that's one of the top white person phrases that I need to bring out for this. I would absolutely lose my marbles if they made this fight, dude. I would absolutely lose my freaking marbles, bro. Let's move on to the light heavyweight division, and I'm trying to get in the mind of Uncle Dana here. I think... we can't make Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. I mean, I know he's on like a 9-fight unbeaten streak, and he literally like 10-8'd Jan Blachowicz, who Alex Pereira had like a controversial decision against. You know, we can't make that fight. The guy's just too boring, even though he has 0 submissions, and he's knocking people. He has 6 KOs in the UFC. He's too boring, dude. We can't make Magomed Ankalaev versus Alex Pereira. So I got to use my big Dana bald head here and think, how do you not do Carlos Ulberg against Alex Pereira? I mean, all Ulberg has to do is win this fight against Volkan Oezdemir, and he's higher ranked and more credentialed than Khalil Rountree. So, I mean, it's not outside of the realm of possibility. Plus, this guy has the CKB Izzy storyline plot armor. I can definitely see the UFC doing this. I can really see a world where if Rakic loses to Ankalaev, but he can't make a turnaround in a short enough time. They just go, fuck it, let's do Oldberg versus fucking Pereira, dude. Why can I see this? Why does the UFC do this shit, bro? This is literally the type of matchmaking Dana would do and try to justify it as not ducking Ankalaev. Try to justify it as, oh, look, listen, nobody wants to see the kid fight. This is the type of lengths I genuinely believe the UFC would go to not do this fight. And I don't know why, bro. I like Pereira. I don't think he's scared of Ankalaev, but I don't know if the UFC is scared of that matchup for him, because I do think Ankalaev would win that. And I feel like the longer you avoid a contender, the more likely you are to lose to them. Like, Usman avoided fighting Leon for a while because of how boring he was. Leon avoided Bilal for ages. There's so many examples you can find throughout UFC history, especially recently, where a guy kind of like, even O'Malley with Merab, he like waited, he fought Cheeto first, even though he genuinely should have fought Merab straight away. I can definitely see it playing out like that. And I feel like if the UFC can get any chance to kind of extend that, why can I see them trying to get this Oldberg fight because of the Izzy storyline? Why can I see that, dude? I don't know, man. That's my pick for light heavyweight. I do find this Ankalaev situation very annoying. Last one to talk about, really the reason we're all here, is Jon Jones. Because Dana White, on every single microphone that has a fucking audio coming out of it, or like, you know what I mean? I don't know the fucking, whatever, dude. I'm going to edit that part. That was shit analogy. Jon Jones is all that comes out of this guy's mouth. Every single, what's the question? Yeah, listen, kid. Jon Jones is the most badass fighter in the UFC. Stipe versus Jones. You can't disrespect Stipe. You got to do that fight. And this guy shits on Francis Ngannou for all of his shit. How the fuck is Francis Ngannou fighting a more deserving contender? Dude, Renan Ferreira, or whatever the fuck his name is, Renan Ferreira from PFL, he deserves a title shot more than Stipe right now. He deserves a UFC title shot more than Stipe right now. I'm pretty sure most fans would pick Renan Ferreira, whatever the fuck this guy's name is, fighting Francis Ngannou in BFL. Most people would pick him to beat Stipe right fucking now, dude. Dana White genuinely has the most illegitimate heavyweight title fight happening right now. I'm sorry. It ain't 2021. It's 2024. All the old heads in the dude, Jon Jones literally the GOAT. Okay, I know that, bro. What are we going to do? We're going to bring back fucking GSP and have him fight Drickus now? No. It's 2024, bro. That's what I was genuinely going to make this video like, oh, dude, I'll make some joke ones like, oh, Alex Pereira versus Chuck Liddell. Jones versus Stipe is borderline that, like, almost that bad. Like, I'm sorry. Stipe's ranked number 8. Got KO'd 4 years ago by Ngannou, who Dana White literally said Jones was ducking, and now the narrative is flipped because he couldn't get Ngannou on the UFC roster. And we're supposed to fucking take that over him fighting Tom Aspinall, who's out here calling out John. Hello, John. Hello, John Pork. I'd love to fight you. You know, you got Tom Aspinall out here calling out John Pork, bro, because he's got a better chance of fighting him than Jon Jones. I was gonna do the video as a joke and be like, oh, Jones should fight DC next. Jones should defend his belt against DC after he beats Stipe, dude. But I just want to say this with 100%, with 1,000%. You can clip this if you want. I want to rant. This is my final message on Jones versus Stipe before we get to fight week. I pray that Jon Jones loses this fight to Stipe. I hope that karma for ducking Tom Aspinall, holding up the division, UFC trying to cherry pick and make a boxing level main event of Stipe versus Jones, drive the ticket prices up, make people pay pay-per-views for this that have fucking full-time jobs. This is what I got to say about Jones versus Stipe, dude. I hope Jones gets knocked the fuck out by Stipe Miocic. I hope Stipe Miocic rips him with a body shot and a 1-2 down the middle. Jones goes up against the fence. Stipe unleashes hooks against him like Ngannou against Rosenstrike. Jones goes out right in front of the commentary booth, right in front of DC, and gets pounded off the canvas by Stipe Miocic like he did against Alistair Overeem. And the referee is Mario Yamasaki, dude. That's what I'm praying for in this main event, dude. It's a joke, bro. It's a joke, man. Dana White's matchmaking is absolutely terrible. This video proves it. Let me know what you guys think down below, man. What's the most Dana White main event we might get in the near future? What can you guys see Dana White doing to protect the fighters that he glazes? Let me know in the comments down below, guys. If you enjoyed the video, drop a like, subscribe to the channel. I know you guys fuck with my rant videos. If Khalil wins, I'm dropping a generational rant. I'm letting you know that right now. And yeah, I'll see you guys at the Fight Companion. Appreciate all the support lately, man. Yeah, have a good one, boys. Goodbye.